podcast. Everybody has a podcast. Everybody has a podcast.
And we back.
Yes, sir.
Back to it. Let's jump right into it. Biden, Trump, Kamala, Pence, young people. First of all, it's very important to vote. That's my opinion. We had a little discussion behind the scenes what brought us here. You know, so for the millennials, for the younger generation, for this generation now, you don't really feel that it's important to vote for you personally and just collectively.
I think it's important to vote, right? From just like a democracy standpoint of just like wanting change, and you go out and do what you got to do to get change done, you know? So, like, we live in a democratic, I forgot what's the term. I think it's
a democracy.
Yeah, we live in a democracy, but yeah, but it just seemed, but it sounded weird saying it, but in our country, you know, we run by democracy or whatever. So if there is a change in terms of laws and stuff that needs to be, or people want overturned or fixed, you vote, right? So in high school, when I was in AP government, they told us like you should, regardless, not whether they told us or not, but every 2 years you should go vote, because the House of Representatives and the Senate, they change, or their terms are up every 2 years.
Right.
So, so say for instance, like people feel like Obama didn't get a lot of things done as a Democrat because the Senate was mostly Republicans.
Correct.
Opposite the Democrats. So I feel like, the problem fixer for the situation is to vote every 2 years to get majority of what you believe in, your side of the spectrum, in Senate or House of Representatives, right?
Right.
So I do feel like it is assuming whatever side you're on and their ideologies match yours, right? Let's live in a utopia. Let's live in a perfect society, right? In that case, where whatever party you stand for is fully represented in the House or the Senate, you'll be good money in a utopia. Like, these people, if we all on the left side or we all on the right side, we have the same ideology, so we should be good. But that's a perfect world. In the world we live in, we have people winning the general election, but still loses the overall election because of the electoral college, right? And I feel like that's something we could just speak on stuff broadly, but just to delve into what the electoral college and stuff, that I feel like people could do that on their own terms,
right?
Because I don't even really know. You feel me? I haven't really looked at politics since AP government, and I passed, But I'm just saying, like, a lot of information that's not base things it lost me. But I do feel like it's important, especially if you want something changed, even if it doesn't change in your favor or not. I do feel like you're supposed to put that effort forward to at least try to get it done, So it's like, don't complain about the faucet not being fixed if you're not going to call a plumber or YouTube it to figure it out yourself, So
that's a good analogy. That's dope. Alright, so my thing is more or less like everything you said, I agree with.
Right.
You have to go out. You need to put the effort forth.
Exactly.
Then I'm laughing because you said about the general election, which we can lean on towards for the Hillary Clinton. That whole fiasco. She won, but then she didn't win the presidency.
Right.
So I spoke to some youngins, you know what I'm saying, and they basically were saying that right there, before that they were skeptical. Right, about voting. Then they go out, they put the effort forth, right? They go vote. Hillary winning, they see they looking at the thing on TV, they looking at the numbers, and then at the end of the day, she has more electoral votes, but then
more general votes.
General votes.
Yeah.
Excuse me. more general votes
from the population.
Right, but then the electoral votes.
Yeah, I think she was.
She lost.
What is it? Is it 13 of them? It's either 13, 23, or like 33. It's something weird. But
we're gonna get the number.
We're gonna get the number right.
Get the number right now.
Oh, let's Google it.
So can they gather win 270 electoral votes?
Right.
To win the presidency.
538 seats in total.
Right. So Trump won that. But she won the popular vote. That's basically what it was. She won the popular vote. He won the old boys club.
Right.
For the most part. So this generation now is pretty much saying like, I went out, voted, hit the pavement, did my due diligence, did what I was supposed to do. And the person that we liked the most, that we thought should be president, is not the president.
Right. Yeah, people was crushed.
So now they saying like, what difference does it make?
Right.
Right? But I would say this argument and agree with you. Still go out and put the effort forth.
Right, definitely.
Because don't complain later. And then more importantly too, what I'm getting into now is not just the presidency, the every 4-year vote, like you said, every 2 years, the Senate.
Right.
Your local, your councilmen, your councilwomen, your delegates, anybody that has any power in your jurisdiction, I think
down to the district. That's what I was even telling my kids earlier. Well, not my actual biological kids, but I work with kids or whatever. So I was telling them without, because we can't speak about politics, but we were just speaking about the importance of voting and that you do have a voice. Whether it's with politics or just in your school,
Right.
So we were saying how like it's like you said, it gets down to your district. Like you could be in district 1, 2, 3, or 5. That could be within a 10-block radius. But that one senate or politician that has control over your thing, your neighborhood could build a mall on, when you really need a Montefiore or urgent care. You feel me? So it's just more about really knowing, and I didn't even know, well I knew, but like I didn't even know that you vote for every level of things besides the Supreme Court, because I think Supreme Court is like you vote the presidency and then they vote the Supreme Court in or something like that. And
the presidents.
And then they're there for life.
Yeah,
so it's, you feel me? So,
but that goes back to
agendas but that's
who your president is.
Right.
Who's the senator?
Who's your representative?
Right. That's gonna appoint the right judge in that seat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely I think it's really, really important to go not just for the top of the ballot, like they say, the top of the ticket, which is the presidency, but all the way down to your district. And get to know who these people are and what they do. Like you said, 10 block, 20 block, 40 block radius, whatever it is, your zip code, like, because I think that's how it is ran.
And the zip code brackets is crazy. Like, you look at a zip code.
One representative might represent 5-6 different zip codes, right?
Yeah.
So these are the things that's important, I believe. So that's why I think it's important to vote for not just your generation, for our generation, and for us, the elders, the 40 and up. We need to vote.
Right.
So y'all can see us voting. How we gonna tell y'all to vote and we ain't voting?
We ain't going.
Like the NBA, Doc Rivers just slammed a lot of the players because they was out there, Black Lives Matter and all this, Majority of them wasn't even registered to vote.
Wow.
So it goes to responsibility, right?
Agendas.
You know what I'm saying?
They wasn't even planning to. I'm not even gonna get into my little conspiracy spiel, man. But it's crazy, like.
So, my thing for the most part.
All of a sudden, it's like,
It's important for us. I take that responsibility. Us as the elders, to go and vote. Make sure that y'all see us voting and talk about it and bring the conversation. Why not vote?
Right, definitely. Yeah, I agree. I definitely feel like whether or not you feel like your vote means something, but like you said, is more like you can't complain later without even putting that effort first, because even that's like falling down 10 times and getting up. Well, falling down 9 times and getting up 10.
Right.
You don't know if you're gonna get up and stay the 10th time unless you try. So even if at the last, because I was only able to vote for one election,
right.
but technically 2 because, like I said, it's every 2 years.
Right.
Right. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, every election I did, it didn't mean anything. But I mean, because is there's always the next time. My point is more like continue to give that effort no matter what you think.
Don't give up.
Right. And it sucks, but that you gotta take that jewel with everything. Is like on every level of whatever you're doing is don't give up, because it's before it gets better. Like that hardest lap that you gotta do is right before the finish line.
Ooh.
It's crazy. Like it gets harder right before you're about to make it. They say that, everybody say that, and then people say, "Oh, I gotta sacrifice this," and other people's sacrifices is different.
Right.
But you do have to give up some extent of yourself to really further yourself. I feel like.
Correct. I agree.
Without compromising or selling out.
That's what's important.
Right.
So yeah, voting for me, I just think everybody needs to vote.
Right.
I don't care who you vote for. Who you vote for is not as important as voting yourself, in my opinion. Because you have your own agenda. You have your own morals. You have your own understanding, your perceptions,
right.
and all that. So you're gonna vote for this. You're gonna vote for a person A for this specific reason.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, I get that. I like that.
Go and do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for me, I'm looking at the candidates, right? Vice president, president-elect, or whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm.
The Kamala, I don't know her name. Is Kamala or Camilla? Kamala.
I don't know.
They didn't say her name about 5
Well,
different
everything
ways.
is like some witchcraft in the way they be Kamala.
They say her name. They chop her name up. But for me, I'm not. I guess we're not denying nor confirming.
Right. Disclaimer.
For or against anybody.
Right.
It's just basically.
No matter what our side of the spectrum we are, it's just this is unbiased facts / opinions, and just most humbly say is our opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah. More than anything, it's just
because when it comes to politics, we'll drop a little, as we always do. We drop some facts across the screen,
Right.
But when it comes to the debate, right? But not even in the debate, we're talking about how the candidates are campaigning, who they're reaching out to, who they're trying to reach out to, which I understand it, but I don't really agree with.
Right. The tactics.
Like some like the Joe
Shout
Biden
out to
with
our other
the
episode.
with the coming out with the
Despacito, that was
right.
That's
like
crazy, Lord.
Just talk. I'm not Spanish. I'm not Latin. Right.
Right.
But I would assume. Just talk to me,
right?
Just talk to me. Tell me what you can do for me. Don't come out with the shenanigans.
Off rip too. I got one thing to say, and plays the song, bro.
Like that was crazy.
And just looked at the camera like a creep, boy. That's weird.
For me, I just want a candidate to talk to me. Talk to me. Tell me. Convince me why I should vote for you.
Right.
You have this, and this. You're gonna get this straight. You want to get this straight. You're gonna work to get this done. You know what I'm saying? It's all stretching of the truth.
Right.
We're not gonna say they lie.
Right.
It's all exaggeration and stretching of the truth. Right. Down to Trump. Right. Some people love Trump. Some people hate Trump. And for me, I think that's true. Trump is the kind of person where you gotta love him or hate him. There's no in between with Trump. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Even down with him, he's one of the presidents that I've seen in my lifetime where he's just brash. He basically said, look, this is what I'm going to do. Right?
This is what I like, this is what I don't like.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So
he might have, obviously I don't know because I've only been alive for 20 something years, but from based on what I've seen, as much as like we said, we either hate him or love him, it's like he might be like the most upfront president we've had. Whether you agree or disagree, like people hate the fact that he blames China specifically for coronavirus.
Right.
But I'm not. Oh, you should have. All right. He blames. We not. He doesn't shy away from the fact that he blames China.
Right.
He doesn't shy away from the fact that he wants to. This is what he says. Like we said, this is not choosing a side. This is what he says. He wants to maintain the American jobs, right? But in saying that, he goes at Mexicans specifically. So it's not saying. Now, obviously, it's bad to ostracize one race or culture or whatever. But it goes like it's. I feel like you gotta like take what you say with a grain of salt and like pick through it. Because what people see is, like, even if he was, like, saying sarcastic, like, oh, spray yourself with Clorox.
It's usually, because it's never the
presidents don't have senses of humor, I think. But his sense of humor is dark as hell. He got, like, a weird sense
most of the
satire.
Time, it's not what you say.
It's how you say it.
It's how you say it.
Right. Or how it's perceived.
Yeah, that's true, too. It's the sender and the person in the receiver.
This is,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's how I learned that too.
I feel like I speak in analogies because I'm about to give another analogy.
You can say something with great intent, but
right?
The person that receives it, right? It's
just like
totally different.
Sexual harassment with women and catcalling. Men say, "Yo, what's up, ma?" That's first off, that's dark. That's just whack. Anyway, you should get dubbed just off the back. But say for instance, "Hey, beautiful, what's up, ma?" Or whistling to get the woman's attention. That's crazy from an outsider's point of view. Right. But he just think he's trying to icebreaker. He think he's breaking the ice. He's actually getting a charge. So like you said, it's the sender and the receiver. So you might perceive it to say, "Oh, I just trying to compliment you on your day," but I take it as I'm being harassed by a guy I don't want sexual advances from.
Right. So
crazy.
To bring it back, it's like what Trump says a lot of the times to a person that dislikes him. If a person dislikes you, whatever you say, most of the time
it's a blinded view, like
right. But the most of the time, if somebody says something to you and you don't like them, you ready to fight. Regardless, right? They could say, "Yo, damn, I like your hat, but a green would have brought it out better." Like, what you mean you don't like this color?
Right. But you didn't even say that.
Right. So I think with Trump, just to be
unbiased,
fair, like unbiased, a lot of times the people that say, "Oh, Trump is an asshole," or "Trump is this, Trump is that," it be the Democrats.
Of
right?
course, yeah.
Even with the Republicans, some things he say, they be like, whoa, we don't agree with that, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
he got rid of them, though. He cleaned house, though.
So with Trump, like, even the Republicans that disagree with him, like, yo, I don't agree with that.
Right. And he did clean house.
Yeah, he cleaned house. If they don't agree with his ideology, they got to go.
And it's crazy.
And you know what?
It's crazy. You go.
In regular life, it's like that. Like the saying is, if you're not with me, you against me.
You're not with me.
Because he Trump, he's wrong. If I put you on my team, right, and we rocking for a year or two, then all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but as time go on,
right,
my ideologies, the things I see,
right,
that I think is correct, the way I move and the way you move, right, it starts to separate. We don't see eye to eye no more.
Yeah.
Then what do? We separate. Right. But if I got the upper hand, if I'm the boss, then it's for me to be like, you know what? Right, I don't need you no more. Your services is no longer needed. Facts. You're not here to support me.
Right.
So,
and especially
is Trump wrong?
I don't feel like I feel like you said, it's more about that one side just taking everything that he does and amplifying it to be 1,000 times worse.
Right.
Once again, no claiming no side. We literally just speaking. But yeah, that's crazy that he really did. Like, I don't necessarily feel like he was wrong for cleaning house, because I think, especially in political situations where, like, just generally speaking, some of the most ruthless thinkers or nastiest people, because politicians are snakes. Like, let's be real. Whether you feel me, no matter what, it's always hidden agendas, in my opinion. I feel like they go for themselves more than the people.
But I think politics in the whole, I don't know, I go back do some research, y'all go back do some research from where it started and how it's supposed to be.
Everything is different.
Everybody has their.
The Democrats started was the KKK.
Oh, let's talk about that.
That's crazy.
We're getting to that.
That's crazy. Like that's you could Google that.
I'm like Google that, but just in case you don't, we gonna put something right here.
What's his name? I forgot. His name is
Go right there.
Woodrow Wilson.
Go right there. Right here. Google this right here.
I think Woodrow Wilson.
And we gonna drop the link. So with that, but damn, you made me lose my train of thought.
That was a jewel I had to drop. And Mike Pence was the Democrat back in the day.
Yes. That's true.
So you feel me? People, like he said, people ideologies change.
Okay, that's what it was.
Okay.
When politicians get into politics, it's because they have a mindset that they want things to be a certain way.
Right, and it's based before politics.
Right.
Before politics.
Like there should be an urgent care on every 5th block within our community instead of a liquor store.
Or McDonald's.
Right? So now I'm 16, 17, 25, 26, and that's my ideology. I'm like, yo, nah, I don't like seeing this, but I want is urgent care.
Exactly.
Right? So now what I'm gonna do is get in from the ground level. I'm gonna become a
lawyer,
a representative, whatever it is.
Right.
Take the steps to get that done. Right?
Facts.
And then as you get into the politics of things, you get into the professional world, people get tainted. However, whatever level of politics you get to, they got there. They started with their own thought about how things should be. So when you talk about Biden, you talk about Kamala, Pence, Trump, they all have their own agendas. But it goes back to if your agenda
matches mine,
match up with them, then that's who you rock with.
Right.
Either it's Republican or Democrat.
Right.
Right? Which one of these people are for you in your best interest?
Yeah, then this conversation is so dope. I just want to put that out there because it's so layered. Because we could be talking about literally politics, but then we could be talking about something else in terms of just like having the same agenda and stuff like that. But I just wanted to put that out there. This is a dope conversation.
That's the whole fact. You know what I'm saying? So, with that, we got it's a lot more to get to.
Right.
Definitely. But we ain't here for an hour. You know what I'm saying? Right. We ain't here to be talking heads. We just wanted to.
I might be on Rebel Thoughts, man. I might be on here for like 2 hours. I might just be talking my shiz. And Rebel Thoughts soon come on the way.
And that's what we do. We got a couple of platforms. You can catch this guy here on his own platform, Rebel Thoughts.
Right. Hit me up on Caffeine. We on YouTube. We at Rebel Visuals. R3bel _visuals. Caffeine Ralik with a V. RVLIK 2 underscores. We will be on there. Everybody has a podcast every Wednesday, 8 p.m.
Definitely.
Eastern time. Shout out to anybody on a different coast.
On a different coast?
On a different coast. Not
it's on
West Coast.
East Coast, West
Coast.
But
the Southern time.
I'm not gonna go there. East Coast, West Coast. You said different coast.
No, all right. You're right. But I'm saying
different time zone.
Right, different time zone. My fault. But yeah, shout out to the people on a different coast. But definitely. I got Rebel Thoughts, my own podcast coming soon, and then me and OG, we got everybody has a podcast.
Definitely.
But it's just same people, same topics, but a different perspective. Because if I'm by myself or I'm with my boys, that's a whole other conversation. We could have the same conversation, but it could have went a whole other way.
Yeah, different. Right. The pairs is different.
Of course. Of course.
So with that said, thank y'all for tuning in.
Definitely.
Hanging out with us today.
Word.
Everybody has a podcast. It's your boy D Hop.
It's your host with the most sauce. Remember that, y'all. R3bel Rah. We out there.
We howl.
Nice.
As your body grows bigger,
your mind must flower.
It's great to learn,
'cause knowledge is power.
It's Schoolhouse Rockin', the chip off the block of your favorite Schoolhouse Rock. I'm just a Bill.
Woo, you You sure gotta climb a lot of steps to get to this Capitol building here in Washington. Well, I wonder who that sad little scrap of paper is.
I'm just a bill, yes, I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, it's a long, long journey to the capital city. It's a long, long wait while I'm sitting in committee, but I know I'll be a law someday. At least I hope and pray that I will, but today I am still just a bill.
Gee, Bill, you certainly have a lot of patience and courage.
Well, I got this far. When I started, I wasn't even a bill. I was just an idea. Some folks back home decided they wanted a law passed, so they called their local congressman, and he said, "You're right, there ought to be a law." Then he sat down and wrote me out and introduced me to Congress, and I became a bill. And I'll remain a bill until they decide to make me a law. I'm just a bill, yes, I'm only a bill, and I got as far as Capitol Hill. Well, now I'm stuck in committee, and I'll sit here and wait while a few key congressmen discuss and debate whether they should let me be a law. I hope and pray that they will, but today I am still just a bill.
Listen to those congressmen arguing. Is all that discussion and debate about you?
Yeah, I'm one of the lucky ones. Most bills never even get this far. I hope they decide to report on me favorably, otherwise I may die.
Die?
Yeah, die in committee. Oh, but it looks like I'm gonna live. Now I go to the House of Representatives and they vote on me.
If they vote yes, what happens?
Then I go to the Senate and the whole thing starts all over again.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And if they vote for me on Capitol Hill, well, then I'm off to the White House where I'll wait in a line with a lot of other bills for the president to sign. And if he signs me, then I'll be a law. How I hope and pray that he will. But today I am still just a bill.
You mean even if the whole Congress says you should be a law, the president can still say no?
Yes, that's called a veto. If the president vetoes me, I have to go back to Congress and they vote on me again, and by that time you're so
By
old.
that time, it's very unlikely that you become a law. It's not easy to become a law, is it?
No, but how I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill.
He signed your bill. Now you're a law.
Oh, yes.